So Cathy, tell me about the subject of the film, The Wonderful Photographer.
Well, it's John Morris is his name, and he's here at the festival this week, which is amazing because he's 97 years of age next month. So my film is about his life and his professional career as a picture editor. He was involved with Life magazine, New York Times at the early stages of Magnum. So his peers, his friends in his younger years would have been all the great photographers of the 20th century, like Henri Cartier-Bresson and Robert Capa, Eugene Smith. And then his life story. So we covered that, but it's also the story of how conflict has been covered over the last 70 years. And we have a lot of really amazing men and women in the film who are photojournalists, like James Nachtwey, Christiana Mampour, Paolo Pellegrin, Stanley Green, Peter Turney. There's some really great names of people who contributed to the film, both their interviews and their work and their stories about being on the front line of war and how that's affected them and their views on that.
So you met John at a cafe in Paris, which I love. How romantic. So, he showed you his book, and then you read it, and he emailed you the day you finished reading it. What was his book like for those of us who haven't read it?
His book is great. It's really about his professional memoirs and also his personal too, but it's just like it's a history of photojournalism. So it's informative, it's educational, it's historical, and he's got a great sense of humor too, so it's a good read.
So what were some of the moments that you read that really made your mind think about changing the medium to film? Were there any particular stories or...?
Well, just the history, really. I mean, I'm not an expert in photography. I am more now than I was when I started the film, but I learned a lot about it. I learned a lot about all these great guys and the influences they have on the media now, how those guys are influencing how the media works right now, and maybe not even aware that it's those guys that their influence is coming from. And also it's changing so fast, as we all know. And I wanted to document this photography because with all social media and the way that the news is shared now, it's such a different way than it was then. And, I guess the film raises the question is, were we getting better content then than we are now, because there's just so much now?
Well, I think most people view pictures on their phone now. I mean, even traveling to the Hamptons, you don't see people taking pictures with an actual camera with their phone. So was there, an image that you saw of John's that really spoke to you, something that you would want to blow up and hang in your house, or something that you think needs to be seen in a gallery?
Yeah, well, a lot of the images in our film are not something you'd want to put in your house because they're covering conflict. Not all of them, but some of them are, but definitely to be seen for sure, because they just are so impactful and informative about what's happened in the world. And also, with some of the more contemporary photojournalists like Peter Turney or James Nachtwey, they're still out there doing all of this and uncovering truths and disclosing things that we wouldn't understand or know about if they weren't putting themselves on the line to go out there and find out what's happening.
Well, it must be fantastic with, a partner in crime like John, who's in his 90s, when you feel tired and he's working next to you, and you're like, well, I still got some energy in me. So in what ways did he help you grow as a person and as a filmmaker?
Oh, that's a nice question. Well, he gave me a chance, because it's my first film. So I hadn't directed a film before, and I had nothing really to convince him that I could do it other than our friendship, and he just trusted me, and he's done that to lots of people over the years. So in that regard, I'm eternally grateful for him just to give me the opportunity to take a chance on me.
So what's on the schedule for the film? You're at the Hamptons Film Fest. Where can we see it? Where is it headed?
Well, it's very early days. This is the first US screening that we've had. After here, tomorrow, in fact, I go to Warsaw to the film festival there for a week. I've just come from London, the Raindance Film Festival. We won Best Irish Documentary in the Dublin Film Festival, which is really nice. And then we have Stockholm in November, and also Gijon in November. And some TV stations have already picked it up, which is great. And so, yeah, it's early days, but we have a Facebook page, which is Get the Picture the Film, so people can follow what's happening with us.
Get the Picture the Film on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much.